I'm Elijah. My partner is Courtney. She didn't want to present, so I think she stepped outside for a bit, but that's okay. I did all of the programming and the design, and Courtney did all of the art and all of the music. So everything was made directly by her. So our game is called Killer Weeds from Outer Space. Doesn't sound like the audio is working. So is it just really quiet? There we go. So yeah, she made all of the art assets. I have to use the mouse in order to play it, so while I'm talking I can, but I'm just gonna explain the general gameplay. So the idea is like like a bullet hell game, kind of like Galaga, with the idea of emphasizing accuracy. So every time you hit one of them, you build up that meter on the left, and once it goes to full, you can hit T and activate bullet time. It slows down all the enemies, but not you, so you can still fire at the same speed. And then from there, every time you hit one, while in bullet time, it adds a multiplier to your score. But if you ever miss once, you exit bullet time, which usually can just get you killed because you're in a bad spot, not paying attention, and then they all just speed right back up and hit you. So that's the basic idea. And I liked how, I think my favorite part of it is just how the mechanics really work. How having to be accurate, like while I was playing it, makes everything change. And even like when you're just playing Galaga, you can just sit there and spam the button the whole time, which you can't really in this game. And I also added jumping, and there's enemies that go along the ground, both low and high. So you have to pay attention to both what's coming above and what's coming below. So that's the basic idea. I'm just gonna play it for a little bit without the microphone so you can kind of just see how it works. So you see if I miss. Yeah, sure. So you see if I miss, the bar resets. If I can hit it. You can see like how much my score went up just by playing it in bullet time. So it really emphasizes like charging up that meter and using it at the right time. You almost want to do it only when there's a lot of enemies outside that you get a higher score. And the other thing that I thought was cool, Courtney made individual sound assets for each shot, so you can kind of hear as you go, it gets higher as you go, so you can kind of hear like the progression of when you get that meter full. So yeah, that's our game. The biggest problem which is going to be a trend with the Godot people, is the collision. It took a while to figure out to get the collision to register correctly. Like some objects they would collide, but it wouldn't detect that it was the right object, or they wouldn't collide at all. So figuring that out was a bit of a challenge. Also, the fact that I haven't looked at Godot since the last game jam. So I had to do a lot of relearning, but yeah, that's our game.